Welcome to Master Debaters, the podcast with your hosts, Rob and Andy. This is the podcast where we argue for our own self-pleasure. Ooh. What's the word, Andy?
Not much. We're here our first episode, right?
Episode 1, man. But having technical difficulties right off the bat, huh? But I guess it wouldn't be episode 1 without them, I guess.
No, we were very dumb in the planning. Or maybe more me, because I'm the one with all the hardware.
Should have taken it home, did the homework first, hit up our Lord and Savior Google, and then
the mighty Oracle.
The mighty Oracle,
yeah.
And then we would have gotten this shit in motion.
Well, we're started. We're good. We're good now. That's all that matters.
And now it's time to get the ball rolling, man.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of a kind of like a rundown of what we're going to be doing here. Arguing, talking,
debating,
educational, sophisticated arguing. Maybe?
I wouldn't say sophisticated. I'm not a sophisticated guy.
You're not sophisticated?
No,
yeah, I'm not either. Today I took a piss with the door wide open.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, not sophisticated at all.
Yeah.
No sophistication.
Do it the other end with the door wide open.
Oh yeah. That'll get cause a little bit of flair.
That's the good life.
That's the good life right there. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Well, so we're not going to be sophisticated.
No.
But we are going to debate.
We're going to get good and heated.
Yeah. We're going to argue about all things pop culture. Movies, music, video games. You can throw a video game in there every now and then.
Oh, I'm a gamer.
I'm not a big gamer, but sell it to me.
There's a debate
Tell me why. There's a debate. Why? Tell me why, dude.
Because they're amazing?
That's up for debate.
To escape life?
That's up for debate, man. Yeah, so beginning of the week, I shot you a text. I said, hey, man, give me a list of 5 movies and 5 albums that you think are worth listening to, that the average person that's going to listen to this podcast is going to listen to.
Yeah.
What do you recommend they listen to?
Albums?
Let's start with the albums.
Let's start
with the albums.
All right. Well, so you want to go me, or you go down the list?
Let's go down the list. We'll give us, and then we'll just wing it.
All right. Okay. So first album, and this is not. Again, these are not necessarily our favorites. I mean, we love them, but it's albums we feel people should be paying attention to, or should have known about already. All right, and I can't say paying attention to because I don't go too far back in time, so I'm not like way back there.
I've got a debate for you, man. Mine goes pretty far back.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see where this shit takes us.
All right, well, my first album that I think people should be listening to or should listen to, are Angels by Grimes.
You love that album. You fucking
love that album. I think it's one of the best albums to have come out in a long time. Came out 2015, so not too long ago, about 3 years ago.
But long ago enough for music-wise, like musically speaking, that's a fucking eternity.
You know what? Before, I think people had like a lot of time to put out an album. I mean, well, I'll give you an example. It's a bad example because it's happening now, but Grizzly Bear just released an album last year?
They did, that's right.
The time between this album and their previous album was, I think, like 12 years. 12 years, all right?
Yeah, that's enough time to be forgotten.
Now, it's like, well, I mean, that is enough time to be forgotten, and that's how it is. It's so, like, you gotta push the albums out. You gotta pump them out.
But at the same time, though, but what about, like, the anticipation?
Yeah.
Right, like...
Well, you gotta build it up.
Yeah, but... Okay, for example, Kanye West, right now in his fucking... He's insane. I'm just going to say it. He is batshit crazy. He should be hospitalized. I'm fucking saying it right here, right now, episode 1.
I'm going to debate you on that and say, no, it is PR genius.
Well, okay, don't fucking jump ahead of me, man, because that's where I was headed. He's insane. He's clinically insane. But at the same time, and I tweeted this, for all of you, those people that follow me on Twitter, you will read this, go back on my timeline, it's there. Kanye West is batshit crazy, but also a genius because he's doing his own PR. He's got an album coming out in June. and it's called Kids See Ghost. And when it releases, we are gonna eat that shit up because
that's the collaboration with Cudi, right?
I think he has actually another.
He's got
one
two
coming out.
coming.
Yes.
He's got a solo and he's got
the
Cudi.
Cudi one. I think Donald Glover is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Donald Glover right now can do no wrong.
Donald Glover his album's gonna be with Travis Scott. No, Young Thug.
Young Thug.
I just wanted to say Travis Scott because we were talking about Travis Scott earlier, whose real name is Jacques Weber. Who the fuck changes their name from a regular name to a regular name?
It's not a good rap alias. I don't think so.
No, man.
Unless you have an awesome name already, like, and I'll be talking about him later, Talib Kweli.
Talib Kweli.
That's a good name to keep. Don't change your name from Jacques Webster to Travis Scott be like, that's my rap name.
Yeah.
That's not a good...
It's not a good one. Mos Def. Mos Def changed his name from Mos Def, which is a phenomenal name. Yeah. I would use that. And I'm...
To Yasin Bey.
Yeah, to Yasin Bey, yeah. I'm a 20-whatever-year-old, Hispanic male. I would call myself Mos Def. But he changed his name to Yasin Bey, and I'm not mad at it.
No, but that's because he did it for religious reasons. He converted to Islam, isn't it? Or was he already Islamic?
But it's fucking done to me. Probably should Google it.
Up.
Fucking Cassius Clay. Cassius Clay.
That is an amazing name. Why would you want to change it unless you're changing it to Muhammad Ali? But here's the question. Did he make Muhammad Ali an amazing name? Or was it already amazing to begin with?
It has a ring to it, but he's, rest in peace, great boxer, love boxing. Before, Mayweather got a hold of it and fucked it. But Cassius Clay is a phenomenal name. And the only reason why he changed it because he as well changed religions. That way he wouldn't have to go and get drafted.
Was that really?
Yeah, that was, dude. At the time, who else got drafted? Do you know? Johnny Cash and fucking Elvis Presley. They went, dude. They fought for their country. They're celebrities, and they went. Cassius Clay didn't. He changed his name.
They're also white men. And I don't want to push into race and all that, but I think that had a lot to do with it. He didn't want to fight for a country that wasn't going to treat people of color equally. So I think that was also a big part of it.
I feel the debate coming on. I don't appreciate that shit.
I feel we've gone way off topic here, though.
Okay, bring it back.
Let's bring it back. We've gone off on a big tangent. Well, I just wanted to just note here for Art Angels, Grimes. She produced and engineered the album entirely by herself. All alone, which is why I think it's great. She learned to play multiple instruments, including the violin, guitar, and drums, just for the album. And she's a genius.
Street cred goes up for that. I respect that.
Cool. I mean, in Geniuses Gotta Date Geniuses, who's she dating now?
Elon Musk, dude.
Elon Musk, right?
Who saw that shit?
Or is Elon Musk dating her? Because in my opinion, Grimes is above Elon Musk. I hold her to a...
How many spaceships or how many rockets has Grimes built recently?
how many cars has she sent to space? I don't care. There's different types of geniuses, and I think her level of genius musically...
Dude, it's fucking Elon Musk. No, dude, it's Elon Musk. And it's all he just came out of nowhere. He kind of came out and then he was just let's fucking send everything into space. And I'm okay with it.
And he's got the Hyperloop, he put that out open source. He's got a lot of ideas. He's great.
A genius.
I'm not
but you are because you're putting his girlfriend above him. And that's not, in my book.
No, I'm putting Grimes above him. And I think there's a nuance to that. She's not just his girlfriend.
She's Grimes, she was Grimes before she was Elon Musk's girlfriend. Oh,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like Jada Pinkett where she was just Will Smith's girlfriend and then became Jada Pinkett Smith. Is that? Because that's
no. Because Jada Pinkett's a
I thought
good
you were gonna
actress.
say she's a good musician because her band is garbage.
Will Smith's music was not too great.
Yeah, but
Well, we're talking acting chops.
acting chops. Yeah, I'll give it to her. The son I can't stand. The daughter looks like a fucking Martian to me. But all around, they look like such a great family.
They're the American dream right there.
They're the American dream.
Yeah, modern day American.
Modern day American dream.
All right. So
Album
moving
number
along.
3. Yes.
Wait, no, this is album 2 still.
Oh, you never.
Yeah, Art Angel was the first one.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to rush you so I can get to my own.
You're trying to rush it.
I'm trying to get to my list, dude. I'm trying to show you how fucking great my list is. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right, let's just break it down here. Let's stop the tangents. We're just gonna go the albums, and we can talk about them after.
Speed round. Got it.
Boom. Second album, Anti-Socialites by Always. It's their sophomore album, 10 tracks. It's a quick hitting album. It's only 33 minutes long. Came out 2017 also, or last year. While I'm ranking, I just love her vocals. I love her vocals. They're amazing. I love her speaking voice too. Her speaking voice is just great. I don't know. That's big for me. All right, so album number 3. It's a Japanese band. We talked about
during the week. We talked about
J-pop, J-rock.
Yeah.
All right. Noodles is the name of the band.
Never found them.
The album is God Cable. Came out in 2003. It was their third album. It's a great album. So it's a 3-piece band. And it's like fuzz rocky, almost shoegazy, but not quite there. Drums, chords, simple, straightforward. Bass, amazing. Silent Apple, that song on that album is just great.
That's the go-to. You think that's the?
I think there's 3 songs in there: She, Her, Sweeper, and Silent Apple. Those are my 3 songs off of that album.
My problem with them is they all sound the exact same. It's if I were to play them all 3 in a row, I probably wouldn't know which one started and which one ended. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm already challenged you on that shit.
All right.
All their song title, the name, sounds the exact same.
We'll get into that later. All right, album number 4. I sent this one to you when I first heard it. Great album. Paint by Holy Holy, Australian duo. You immediately liked it, but then I didn't hear anything about it after that. But for me...
Fell in love, dude. I fucking fell in love with... I will not debate you on that one because that album did it for me. I think I went to like the 3rd song and I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm sold. This is good. Mm-hmm. They've got what's on that one? True Lovers is on that one.
Yeah.
They've got Elevator. Elevator being my favorite
Elevator
song.
Elevator is a good... That one and and True Lovers are my favorites. True Lovers...
I didn't know that shit before just now, so that's pretty coincidental.
We mind melded, which might not be good for debating.
Not good for debating?
Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? Fuck you. Just for the sake of this podcast. That's for you, man.
All right, well, we've talked about this, though, so at some point we may be okay and we may be in agreement. So one of us is going to play devil's advocate.
We'll play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So, well, True Lovers, the reason I like that song is, like, think about the theme of that song. It's 2 people who are in love with each other but are dating other people. That's
you can't get any more deep than that.
That's deep.
That's deep.
Yeah. All right. 5th final album. When it came out, it didn't have commercial success, but critically was acclaimed. It is Mos Def and Talib Kweli are Black Star by Black Star, which is actually Mos Def, Talib Kweli, and High Tech.
That's right.
3 of them. And the way this album came about is they were each recording their own independent albums. Their first albums before they even came out, which was I think Black on Both Sides for Mos Def, Reflection Eternal for Kweli and High Tech, and they had good chemistry and they cut an album together. I mean, they were probably doing things before that, but it's like, you know, the reason I love this album and that I feel like it didn't get enough accolades was because, no, it did get the accolades. It didn't get enough selling for the general public was because it was when rap started really taking off as as just making money, as
the money, power, respect, bitches, and whatever.
And the album is just social life. It's social issues. I'm sorry, not social life. Social issues, political issues. Growing up in New York, the dangers of being an MC. Definition, redefinition. Those two songs. I mean, the hook is "It's dangerous to be an MC." They shot Tupac and Biggie. Come on, it was like soon after that this album came out, and if you haven't heard it, you need to hear it. That one is my number one. You must.
So you
hear
saved the best for last.
I saved the best for last on that one.
I'll give you that shit. They had a comment on that one as well.
Yeah.
They had Jane Doe and Punch as well. Not the other ones aren't so much known, but everybody knows Common. You know. Yeah, in his prime.
Great actor also, though.
Great actor also. And he went through the Erykah Badu curse. Ooh. Not so much of a curse, but like the legend of Erykah Badu.
The gift.
The gift. Yes, every rapper who's ever dated Erykah Badu became famously great. Oh, yeah. Great. Nas. Andre 3000.
3 Stacks, yeah.
And Common. Yeah. Off the top of my head, those are 3 I can think of. I'm sure there's...
If I want to break out and rap in the... late 90s, early 2000s, I got to date Erykah Badu.
You got to date Erykah Badu.
Perhaps have a baby with her.
There, and you will be eternal, man.
Yeah. You get the rapping bug and the acting bug, although Nas didn't act. But
he could have. But I bet you if he tried it. Belly.
Yeah?
No, he did that movie Belly. It was with, I think it was DMX as well.
DMX?
Yeah.
Once you bring DMX in, it's over.
Come on, dude.
Nah.
I've got this running joke with a friend of mine, right? So DMX eventually, like, he got out of rapping and he he ended up like just like a normal guy. Well, what happened was he ended up like working like as a chef at an IHOP and shit, or like a Denny's.
What?
Somewhere real random like that. Yeah. So I've got this running joke for a really good friend of mine. Shout out BZ, by the way, where the hostess comes, she takes your order. And she says, "Oh, what would you like?" And you're like, "Yeah, let me get some fucking moons over my hammy." And she's like, "Okay, they're gonna prepare it for you, and as soon as it's ready, X gonna give it to you." Drop the fucking mic right there, and
that was a mixture of a pity laugh, but a real laugh.
But a real one, yeah. And that's
I'm not too good at showing emotions. I'm sorry.
The reaction it's supposed to get. Well, it's a good thing you're behind the mic and not being televised.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got a face.
So the movie Belly came out in 1998, and it is directed by Hype Williams, and it is not a lot of great reviews. Yeah. It's got Nas.
I wouldn't think it would.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I think it just had the name because in 98, DMX, Nas, T-Boz, and Method Man were at their prime. Like, they were names.
I'm not a big fan of, of those big, they're trying to just get them onto the screen because their names were big.
Because their names are big.
Like, How High? Not a fan of that movie.
Okay, we will debate right now over that. How High was a phenomenon. It's a work of art, my friend. Well,
that better not be on one of your movies to see.
We'll find out in a bit, right? Mm-hmm. So, Nas has Nas, DMX, T-Boz, Method Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's got who else? It's got just it's an all-star cast. Like it just has a lot of people, but people in for its time. Like it doesn't have anybody that you would look at now and be like, "Oh yeah, I look forward to seeing that guy in the next movie."
Yeah.
But it was good for its time, and it had one of those followings. Like you know how for some reason back when MTV Cribs was around, every time they walked into a rapper's
that show.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah. But and
Pimp My Ride.
And Pimp My Ride. Yeah, that shouldn't have existed. Exhibit is garbage for doing that. But, I mean, you do what you got to do, man.
The story behind that show is actually really bad.
Break it to me in a minute. Yeah, break it to me in a minute. So, like, back in the 90s, remember when they did MTV Cribs? What was the one movie that was playing on every single rapper's television?
I don't know.
Fucking Scarface, dude.
Really? Of course.
Yeah. Every single rapper had Scarface already playing. So, but like they're deep into it. Like they're at that part where like the crew pulls up to the house, kills his sister, and he pulls out that Tommy gun.
Yeah.
And he says that, "Say hello to my little friend." He does that thing.
This
this
may be like a future episode. Never seen all of Scarface. I've only seen bits and pieces.
Oh, it'll be. I will sit you down. I will sit you down for Scarface.
It didn't interest me.
I'll sit you down for it. It was good because it wasn't not because it was good. It was good because of its following. It's a cult classic. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Scarface. What else is like a cult classic? Back to the Future, maybe it did have its cult following.
But
there's other ones, and we'll get to that later. Yeah. So
those are discussions for later.
Yeah. So let's dive into my top 5.
Top 5 albums.
Top 5 albums.
Still albums right here.
Still albums in no particular order.
In
no particular order. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I will rank them as I'm going. But as I wrote them down, started with Cameron, Purple Haze.
Never even heard of that.
You never heard of. Well, Cameron released Purple Haze some time ago. It was back when he was with Dipset, and in it, it's very. He's from Harlem, and it has such a deep, New Yorkie, Harlem, hit you hard, punch you in the gut type of feel to it. It was made early enough in the 2000s to where it still has the skits when rappers were still doing skits.
They still do them.
I haven't heard any recently.
They still do them. But I'm okay with skits and if they work.
So Purple Haze came out in 2004, and it had had Kanye West as a feature. It was so far back that Kanye West was featured on this album, but he was not credited in the actual album name. So when they made the music
before he blew up,
when
he was still, I think before he blew up, he was doing a lot of stuff with Common, and it was good, and
it was real. I think it's what drew its appeal, which is what this one is. It has so much appeal. It was right around that time. I don't know if you've ever seen it. That picture of Cameron wearing the all pink. He had the pink
I don't know who Cameron
jacket,
is.
pink sweater. Well, you are already wrong. You are already wrong. So there's that. Number 2 pick is, I know you'll know this one, is MGMT, Oracular Spectacular.
All right.
That album, just start to finish, it's one of those albums that it catches you, it pulls you in, and it's catchy. It's good. It's been featured in a lot of indie movies.
I like it. Although there was this band that we used to play with, and before they would play, I was in a band for 7 years, and we played a lot here. And when they would set up, they would always play Electric Feel. And I got so tired of it because I hated that band. And we had a beef with them.
It was a band rivalry?
It was a band rivalry we had, and we would always play shows with them. And it made me hate that song.
You always played shows? Sounds like you really hated the guys.
I
can't fucking stand you, dude, but we do so well as a cohesive unit. We do so well, but I can't. That face of yours, fucking change it.
It was our manager.
But tag along.
It was the guy setting up shows for us was the one who was like, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing shows with you and them, because he set both our shows up. He was friends with that guy, and then he just really liked us.
Yeah, he's like you guys work well as a cohesive unit, but don't fucking cut each other.
Yeah.
Don't do that knife fight. Remember from Michael Jackson's Bad?
Yeah.
Type the bandana and they knife fight each other. He's like, don't do that after.
Well, it got so bad we were talking shit about each other on stage.
Well, rappers do it. So I mean, if anything, you guys may have coined that.
We didn't make any diss tracks though. No diss tracks. Well, but it was just
then you fucked up, and that's you should have opportunity.
Wasted.
Missed,
and that's why we never broke out.
That's why you never broke out, and you didn't release a diss track.
Yeah, sorry.
Song number 3.
Carry on.
Album number 3. Excuse me. Album number 3, and I love this album just as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
The album right after it, and I'll say the name of it in a bit. The album before it, not big fans of, but Father John Misty's "I Love You, Honey Bear."
I was gonna put that on my list.
Really?
I was going to put
it's up there, man. It's a really good album. Pure Comedy, the one that right after that, wasn't that great.
It didn't have the same hit.
Didn't have the same hit. It was a little more melancholy. It was very just droll, and it felt very just slow.
I think thematically it was more reflecting inward for Father John Misty. I want to say his name and then I forget it as soon as I think it up.
Tillman.
Yeah. Well, and in one of the new songs, have you heard any of his new songs that have come out?
I have.
Like Dear Mr. Tillman.
Yes, Dear Mr. Tillman is one of those.
That's a good song.
He actually has an album coming out soon.
Yes, and he was saying that it's going to be more along the lines of, it's going to be like, to talk movie-wise, a direct sequel of I Love You, Honey Bear.
Which is something I'll be looking very much towards to
I've
hearing.
liked the songs that have come out so far, even though they are still a little more sad. But I Love You, Honey Bear is not really like pop hits.
Yeah, I Love You, Honey Bear is not pop hits, and then it's not something that you listen to and you show to your parents. You're like, look at this.
Yeah.
No, it's not one of those, but it's still good. It's one of
my
those.
dad would hate him.
Yeah, my mom would not be a fan of his either. It's one of those where you kind of like, you had a long day. You throw it on the record player because we are in those times, or you put it in your headphones.
If you're a hipster, you got a record player.
Yeah, and if you're an asshole, you own. I have a record player. And if you're an asshole, you own overpriced Beats, which fall apart after maybe like 2 years.
2 or 3 uses.
2 or 3 uses. So Father John Misty's up there, and his new album will be coming out in June as well, and it's called God's Favorite Customer, and it's something I'm very much looking forward to.
I'm very much in anticipation of that.
As am I.
Yes.
We'll see how it is. My fourth album, and this might actually get under your skin. I know you're not a fan. Is Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks.
I'm not I think he needs to just
Don't you fucking say it.
All right, I won't say it.
Don't you say, I know what you mean, but don't you say it. Now, to proceed forward, but before we debate and before I let you get a word out and I get all heated, Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks is possibly the best heartbreak album ever written. From start to finish, it's very whole. It's different. Mm-hmm. He has one after that. It's called Live at Budokan, and that one is very good. But
I only like it because of the Budokan.
Because it's Budokan, right? Because you're a big, you're Japan culture guy, yeah. I don't know, man. I just have such a strong connection with Blood on the Tracks. There's a song on there called the Lily Rosemary and the Jack of Hearts, and it's like 9 minutes long.
Yeah,
and that's one of those songs that you kind of have to like be willing to listen. Once you know that it's going to be 9 minutes long, you have to be willing to invest the time within the first like 5 seconds. But if you listen to it, it's a full story. It's great. It talks about this guy who is the Jack of Hearts. That's like his name. And it takes place in the old days. He goes into a saloon. He, handles his business, kills Big Jim, steals Lily or Rosemary, one of the women. Big Jim, gets killed. There's a hanging man. The Jack of Hearts escapes him. Like, it's just great. All this chaos is going on.
Get into Bob Dylan though.
Let me finish my.
You see it on my face.
Yes, and I am so passionate about this. There's like this. So during the storyline, they're robbing the bank next to the saloon, and nobody knows it because the Jack of Hearts has just made such a chaos that in the end he splits with like one of the girls all the money from the bank and just leaves the town. Just
so is this a concept album? Like it's got a whole story or just that song?
That one song, Lily Rosemary and the Jack of Hearts, and it is.
If it was a concept album, then I'd be like, all right, maybe I gotta give it a listen.
Well, don't be an asshole about it, but no, from the beginning, it starts with Tangled Up in Blue. It ends with Buckets of Rain, but the ninth song is called Shelter from the Storm. Very iconic song. any Dylan fan or anybody that doesn't live under a rock would know "Shelter from the Storm."
Yeah.
I think maybe your parents, maybe your uncles or whatever. That song has had to come up sometime recently.
I don't think I think here's the big thing about me not liking Dylan is that I didn't grow up on Dylan. I didn't. My parents.
We're imbeciles.
No, no.
Your parents lived under a rock.
My mom grew up country. All right, so the music I got from her is George Strait, Garth Brooks, Clint Black, Travis Tritt. You know, the 90s country gods. The 90s country gods, I say, because I mean we all know there's many country gods, but I think just going by decade.
90s was the shit. Well, let me tell you a little secret about me. I mean, it won't be a secret anymore, but this is an unknown fact about Rob.
You're throwing it out to all three of our listeners.
All
right
three of them, right? And I'm included in there because I need to listen back and hear.
Yeah,
what the
I'm the other one.
Yeah. Garth Brooks, "Calling Baton Rouge." Are you familiar with the song?
Yeah.
That is my go-to karaoke song.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that I can sing that song word for word without hesitation, without skipping a beat.
No fuck-ups.
No fuck-ups whatsoever. I can do it, and that is my go-to karaoke all the time.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to hear it to be like, whoa, what a shock. I can't believe that's it. But if you don't know it, go listen to it. It's called "Calling Baton Rouge" by Garth Brooks.
Yes. You know what? Garth Brooks, greatest concert I've ever been to. Ever.
Really?
Ever.
And that's the sound of my daughter crying in the back. So that's the sound of my daughter shedding tears because you've never listened to a Bob Dylan album in your entire life.
She heard that.
She knew it. She heard it. She's like, you know what, Dad? I need this guy out of the house now. Yeah. So
to finish off with that Bob Dylan thing, all I'm going to say is fuck Bob Dylan.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And we're going to knife fight after this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So we had a good time here tonight, and we will... My last...
album number 5.
My last album. It's a bit of a kind of a curveball.
Uh-huh.
But it's Trapped Under Ice, Big Kiss Goodnight. It's a hardcore album, very intense, very punchy.
Uh-huh.
To me, this is the peak of hardcore music. My brother is in a hardcore band. And
That's why I don't know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
lot of the stuff I know about hardcore music is through him. He's in a band called No Suffer, and I've seen them, several times back when they were their previous name, of when the music style was differently. He introduced me to Trapped Under Ice, and that album solidified it. That's when I was like, okay, now I understand hardcore music. It's hardcore in the sense that it's very intense, very punchy.
Yeah.
But you can still understand Justice Tripp's lyrics. It's not like just screaming, which works for me because the too much screaming I can't deal with unless you're talking like really like intense music that's meant to be like screamed. Then I'm okay with it. Like metal stuff. I'm okay with that.
All right, so I've listened to one hardcore band, and it was a local band. All right.
If it's not my brother's band, you can stop talking now.
It wasn't only because the only reason that I listened to this band is because I would go to my best friend's shows all the time. All right. He was in a band called Yarbrough here in El Paso. I don't know if we were keeping it a secret, but we're in El Paso, Texas. That was a local band when I was in high school.
For all three of our listeners.
Way back when. And, so I'd go watch Yarbrough all the time, supporting my friends. Band they would always play with, Soma. I don't know if...
I remember Soma. I really liked Soma. Big fans of them. Their guitarist, Rudy. He actually started out in a band called 600 Par. Mikey was my neighbor. Real great guy, real cool dude. Knew the band. They were in high school when I was like in...
third grade.
Yeah, like third grade. And
just a baby.
Yeah, just a little baby. And I was listening with my ear to the window, and I was like, "This is music." And you know, met the guys, knew him really well. When Rudy went over to Soma, obviously followed it because I knew the guy.
Yeah.
And then Soma turned out to be fantastic, and I enjoyed it. They would do these things, I don't know if you remember, where they would
flip the guitars.
They flipped the guitars, but they would also do shows in shark suits. Remember that?
No, I don't remember.
They did a show at the House of Rock and Roll, which I don't think is around anymore.
No.
They wore shark suits.
Well,
it was fantastic.
Two of the guys that were in Soma, all right, those are local bands in El Paso. So if you know somehow we get more than 3 listeners and they're not in El Paso, they're gonna be like, why are these guys talking about this? All right, so 2 of those guys went and joined. They moved to Austin, the brothers. They joined 2 different bands. So one is Crocodile Tears. You can find them on Apple Music. And the other one is Blushing. They have 2 little records out. Again, you can find those on Apple Music too.
Blushing, actually, their most recent one was Tether, if I'm not mistaken, the album. Or was that their first album?
I think that was their first one.
Tether, fantastic album. Highly recommend. They don't have a lot of hype behind them.
They're getting a lot of attention more locally in Austin. I think they're gonna play a festival in Georgia coming up soon.
Worth a listen, just because even though we're here to debate, I support local 100%.
Yeah,
and I think everybody should.
They're half of the band is El Paso boys, and the other half is amazing girls.
There you go. What's not to love about El Paso boys and women? Like
yes.
Those are like.
Well, they're not El Paso women,
but they're women. But they're women.
Oh, they are women.
So they win that argument. Let's see.
Yeah, moving along.
I had 2. I had 2
honorable
mentions. Yes. Did you have any honorable mentions?
I did, but I forgot them.
Oh man,
I had them in my head. I was like, maybe I'll throw them in.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't tell, one of us is more prepared than the other at all times, and we'll leave that up to you. Honorable mention was Tokyo Police Club, the album Force Field.
I've only heard a few songs by Tokyo Police Club.
The album Force Field, it's a really good. I have a personal connection with it. I think that's why I excluded it, because I have a personal connection with it. It's I don't know, man. It's real good for indie. Like it might be the epitome of indie music, like mainstream indie music.
How is it mainstream indie?
You be the judge. It's
kind of like, damn, what's this?
Jumbo Shrimp?
No.
Or
no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Jumbo Shrimp. Since you can't think of one, I'll throw one in there for you. Jumbo Shrimp. It's mainstream because it sounds poppy. It sounds pop. It's got a pop factor to it, and it is an indie band.
Mm-hmm.
My second honorable mention is Black Sabbath. We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. Fantastic album.
Again, not a fan of these bands you are picking.
You're an imbecile, and it's okay because we're here to debate.
Mm-hmm.
Black Sabbath's We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. The reason why I took it off of my list was because We Sold Our Soul is kind of like a greatest hits album. I don't think greatest hits can apply as albums that people should.
No, you can't, because those are like their best.
Their
songs.
best, yeah. You really can't. First, We Sold Our Soul came out in 1975, and it has like all of them: Iron Man, Sweet Leaf, Tomorrow's Dream, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and my personal favorite, Changes. Changes is so good. Changes came out on Volume 4. It's an Ozzy song, technically, but it's a Black Sabbath song. So it's an Ozzy song because he wrote the song by himself. Yeah. He did the piano by himself. He sang it by himself, but it was on Volume 4 of Black Sabbath. So
it's
a Black Sabbath song, but I mean, in a technical,
it doesn't matter when it was recorded. It was whether he was on his solo. He put it on the Black Sabbath album. It's a Black Sabbath song.
Did it by himself. It's an Ozzy song. Moving on. Andy, next, your Top 5 movie list. We can speed around this.
We got a little bit of time.
We got some time.
We don't have to speed round it.
We have to speed round it. Excellent. Works for me. So
we can't go off on too many tangents. So we're trying to keep this under an hour.
Don't give me rules. Give me rules.
I said we're trying. It's very loose.
Very loosey-goosey.
Very loose. We may go 5 hours. Who knows?
But we hope you guys will be here throughout the entire 5 hours.
Yeah.
So
you can drift in and out.
We'll still be here.
All right. So my first movie that I think everybody should see, Old Boy. It's a Korean film, 2003. It won the Grand Prix in 2004 at Cannes. I don't know.
KHAN?
No, KANNES. The music or movie festival.
Kane? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm probably fucking it more than you are.
We're looking like fools here, but that's the second most. It's like world famous. Everybody knows what I'm talking about because it's like way up there with like film festivals. It's like the most popular one, and they won the Grand Prix, which is the second best award, I guess, that you could get at the festival. But quick little plot: guy gets kind of like imprisoned in a like hotel room, and he's stuck for 15 years. And then he just is released, and he has to, like, it's a revenge movie. So he's trying to like get revenge on whoever locked him up because he finds out his wife was murdered, and he's a prime suspect. He falls in love with this like sushi chef, but it's like he's trying to figure out who kidnapped him, and he got all badass in like fighting somehow.
Of course he did.
Yeah. There wasn't
that movie comes out every 6 months?
Yeah, like he trained himself in the hotel room. It's based off of a manga, a Japanese manga, which is like their comics. They did a remake, an American remake with Josh Brolin and Elizabeth Olsen. I have not seen that one, so I can't put that on my list. But I don't really like American remakes of Asian film.
Don't get me fucking started with The Ghost in the Shell.
Well, that's not a remake.
It's not a remake. Okay, I mean, the storyline is not American. The actors are. It's flawed.
No, point made. My second movie on the list is Ghost in the Shell, starring. No, I'm just kidding. My second movie is actually an anime movie. It's called Your Name. It's a great, great movie. All right, my next two movies actually are anime movies. So it's Your Name, quick little. It came out recently, I think like 2016 or maybe even last year. It's Freaky Friday type movie, but not quite. So this young girl, high school age, she's bored with life, so she wants to be somebody else. She wishes to be a handsome Japanese boy in her next life.
Lost me.
And so they kind of switch bodies. She wakes up and she switches bodies.
And he wants to be a young woman? Is that?
No, he's just caught up in her wishes.
He's just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So they're leaving each other little notes, and they, romance ensues. It's a great film. It's got a little bit of sci-fi, but it's not like when people think anime. It's not that. Which brings me to the next movie, which is not
Your Name.
Not Your Name. It's called A Silent Voice. It's about this kid. He's kind of a bully. He gets bored real quickly. So this deaf girl comes into his class.
The Silent Voice?
The Silent Voice. He bullies her to the point where she has to transfer schools. Once she leaves, everybody hates him. Even though everybody else started bullying her with him, everybody hates him. His life becomes shit. Flash forward like 6 or 7 years.
She says everything.
He's a high schooler who's going to kill himself. Right before he decides to kill himself.
Let me guess who's there.
No.
Oh.
He goes to tell her off. He learns himself some sign language, He goes to tell her off, winds up apologizing, and from there, the story happens. I think you should check these out if you're not a fan of anime because you think robots fighting magical girls and shit.
Isn't that what it all is?
No, these are the two movies that it's to show you that there's real stories in these, and like that there's moments that can tug at your heartstrings, like real life. You can watch fucking Toy Story and be okay with that, but you can't watch a cartoon movie just because it was made in Japan because it's got the term anime attached to it. But anime is mainstream now, man. It's no longer...
Anime is the shit, dude. You know what? I went on a binge maybe a month ago or two on Full Metal Alchemist. Ooh. Binged it, dude. Binged the shit out of it. And the original one.
Yeah.
Not Brotherhood or not the other one that came out after that.
Live action movie, it's I think on Netflix right now.
It is, and it's not bad. It's not great. They followed Brotherhood, which again, I wasn't a Brotherhood.
I think
guy.
Brotherhood goes more along the manga, but
yes.
I will say this: we may have to debate about all that stuff too, because I don't like anime with fighting and all that robots and like.
Okay, first of all, Alphonse was a suit of armor. He wasn't a robot.
No, it's still.
Edward Elric's arm, it's called Automail, and it was a robotic arm, but it was a part of him because he was an alchemist.
He's
it was
cyborg, basically.
It was a part of him. No,
yeah.
you are wrong.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Go to the next movie before I jump across this table.
Next movie is a mainstream movie. It's a recent movie. It's Rogue One. A Star Wars movie. And you know what? I know there's a lot of people who have already seen it and are like, all right, I've seen it. Why the fuck would you put this on here? But there's a lot of people who hate Star Wars and will refuse to watch this. You can watch this. This is a great standalone. You don't have to watch all 6 of the like main ones. And you don't have to watch the new ones. This is a great movie it works by itself. You don't need to know the story. And it's got a great ending. It's got have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it. I'm not a Star Wars guy. But the black C-3PO, the less pussy C-3PO, that guy's cool.
The big like bulky looking robot.
Yeah, the bulky looking robot. Yeah. Okay.
Alan Tudyk does his voice. He does the chicken on Moana. All right, Disney paid him a lot of money just to do chicken noises for Moana.
You may laugh, but he's coming up, dude. He's rubbing in our faces. He's like, this is a big finger to the fuck you to everybody.
I love Alan Tudyk. I love him. I loved him as Pirate Steve in Dodgeball. And here's a little fact about him: born in El Paso.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got a good handful of El Paso celebrities. Aaron Sanchez, the chef.
He's from here?
He's from here.
I thought he just liked El Paso.
No, he's from here, yeah. Richard Ramirez, probably shouldn't bring that one up, but the Night Stalker, the serial killer. Yeah. He went to Jeff High School.
Yeah.
Khalid, the most recent.
He's and you know what? I like his music, and I don't like it just because I'm supporting local. I think I love the way he sings.
Yeah, he's onto something.
He's got a style.
Yeah, he's got a style to him. That's what I like about him too. I feel like maybe I'm too old for the music. You know, like the young, dumb, broke high school kids. I was like, I'm not. I can't relate.
The summer anthem of 2017.
Oh, I'm closer to 30 than I am.
I'm over 30, and I like that.
Oh, well, you go, girl.
Yeah,
we'll debate about that shit. So I'm blue in the face.
We also have Jack Handy. For any of you who are over 30, grew up SNL with Deep Thoughts. Jack Handy went to Eastwood High School here in El Paso.
That's news to me.
Enough about El Paso. Screw El Paso. No, don't screw El Paso. I love El Paso. I'm sorry.
You know what? I tweeted that as well. People will complain about how bad El Paso is. Move to Austin and work at a fucking tropical smoothie cafe just to come back and move in with their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's usually the rotation of things, but you know what? Do what you got to do. That's fine.
I moved to Austin. But I didn't move back with my parents. We bought a house here.
Oh man, so you're kind of close to my. my insult, like my
I
bad
moved to
joke.
Austin. I don't think that El Paso sucks. I love Austin, and mostly because all my friends, the bulk of my friends, are still out there. Not all my friends.
So
Bulk of my friends.
So if all your friends from Austin jumped off a bridge,
It's not about jumping off a bridge.
no, would you jump off the bridge? Answer the question.
No, I wouldn't. I would miss them dearly, like I miss them right now. That was the point I was making. Not I want to live in Austin because they live in Austin. I want to live in Austin. Well, not for the sole reason that they live in there, but because I could actually hang out with them.
You're
Yeah.
it's for me. Your whole concept is just caving in on itself.
No.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Anyways, fuck you. All right. Fifth movie is actually movies, and
You can't. You
No, I have. You're gonna hate me right now, and I'm not gonna say much about it. All right, I'm just gonna shoot them off right here.
I'm gonna hate you. You say I'm gonna hate you after you make the Bob Dylan.
This is my speed round moment right here. All right,
Go.
the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, starting Iron Man 2008, Incredible Hulk 2008, Iron Man 2 2010, Thor 2011, Captain America 2011. Captain America, the original, the first Avenger Captain America. Great movie. It's a great buddy movie, too. Like,
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Which led to the Avengers. Oh, my God.
The first Avengers.
The first Avengers, when that came out, I nearly just creamed my pants. Iron Man 3 2013, Thor Dark World 2013, great movie. Captain America Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, both 2014. Then Avengers Age of Ultron. I didn't think you could top the first Avengers, because usually sequels to those movies suck.
They go in reverse, correct? Okay.
No. Actually, you know what? Captain America the Winter Soldier was also one of those where the sequel was better than the original, and I liked the original. Ant-Man finished off Phase 2. Then Captain America Civil War. The third Captain America topped the second one. How often does the third movie top the second and the first
And the first one.
And Doctor Strange, which I think is just underrated. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, hilarious. Thor Ragnarok. If you have not seen that movie, I think a lot of people just kind of like, this is way too many fucking movies.
Yeah, and that one kind of got swept under the rug.
Another underrated movie.
Underrated, yeah.
It was hilarious and good. Black Panther. Who hasn't seen Black Panther? I think everybody's seen. Really?
I've never seen. I haven't seen Black Panther.
You need to watch Black Panther.
I haven't seen Black Panther just because I'm the master at procrastinating. So I haven't seen the most recent Avengers.
It released on DVD. Oh, and then so Infinity War. Oh, I thought Black Panther was fucking amazing. I thought that I was like, there's no topping Black Panther as far as superhero movies. And then
Infinity War happened. Yeah.
All the cheesy like superhero moments. They
Worth
work,
it.
man.
They work. Well, let me tell you. You want to know something that's more amazing than Black Panther and Avengers: Infinity War?
What's that?
The fact that over the course, since Infinity War came out, I've been able to dodge every single spoiler.
Oh wow!
And every single mention of the Avengers: Infinity War. Any trailers?
We're getting close to a month past
its release.
It's released.
I was actually looking for the release date.
Yeah.
And I've been able to dodge everything on it.
Well,
I've not heard any spoilers, and don't you dare ruin it now.
The follow-up to that comes out May 3rd next year, so you may want to watch it before then. Just saying.
Just a year.
You got a year. You got a little less than a year
to watch a movie. Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't watched Avengers: Infinity War yet.
Well, and then not only that, so I've got plans to go watch Infinity War this weekend. But you know what releases on Friday?
Deadpool
2.
Yeah,
it does. For those of you who are out of the know, today is Wednesday.
Yeah,
and we'll be releasing this whenever the fuck you get it. So by the time we release this, Deadpool might already be out.
Deadpool will almost definitely be out.
So
maybe
there's that. So
hopefully.
By the time we get back to this, I will have watched both Infinity War and Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
So I will hit you with some knowledge. So you chose out of your top 5 lists, you chose a total of what, 18?
Like 50 movies.
50 movies, yeah. Yeah, I can never 18 or 50. That's what it sounded
Somewhere
like
close
to me.
between 18 and 50.
Okay, so you botched that entire segment because
Hey, you had 2 honorable mentions. You basically had 7 albums. My 18 movies on just the Marvel Cinematic.
it evens it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did speed round.
So for those of you that are, good, decent at math, 2 and 18, same number.
Close enough.
My 5 movies. Are we ready to?
Yeah, go. No, go.
Ready. Let's do this.
You don't need a speed round.
No speed round, but
I'll try not to go off on tangents.
Got it. So in no particular order. Again, my 5 movies. Coincidentally, 3 of my 5 are biopics.
Okay.
Yeah, and people who say biopic can suck my balls because that doesn't make any sense.
People say biopic?
People say biopic.
I've never heard anybody
People
say
say biopic.
I'm glad to say that I've never heard anybody say that. I'm glad to say none of my friends
say biopic.
Say biopic.
It's I'm almost afraid to fuck it up.
Speechless.
Yeah, I'm speechless now because I'm afraid that the next word to come out of my mouth is. So my 3 movies are biopics. My first movie is a biopic. The one that I got on my list is called Miles Ahead. It's about wow, I am drawing the biggest blank you can imagine. Let's go to the next one. It's called What's Love Got to Do with It? Well, we'll go back to that one. It's called What's Love Got to Do with It? It came out in 1993. It was directed by Brian Gibson, and it's got Angela Bassett as Tina Turner and Lawrence Fishburne as Ike Turner. And it talks about Tina Turner's come up, where she just all the shit you had to deal with. Ike Turner was just his biggest piece of shit you can imagine.
Yeah.
You thought Michael Vick was bad because of the dogs? Nope. You thought Donald Trump's an asshole? Nope.
No.
It's Ike Turner was a fucking dick, dude.
Yeah.
He just did the worst things to her. She finally grew some balls and she was like, you know what? I'm out of here. And she did it.
One of the few.
One of the few. Yeah. One of the few. And I just think Angela Bassett just nailed it. Lawrence Fishburne nailed it. They just did exceptional. The second movie I got on my list
Before we make any jokes, because you don't make jokes after talking about domestic violence.
No jokes on domestic violence. We're just going to jump over to the next movie. Movie 3 is called Love and Mercy.
Uh-huh.
It's directed by Bill Pollard. And
I'm not... when people say directors, there's few that I'm like, okay.
Well, by my next one, you'll be like, okay, no, that is. It's about Brian Wilson. For those who don't know who Brian Wilson is, he was a amazing musician, just phenomenal. The lead man,
know who Brian Wilson.
The lead man in the Beach Boys.
Oh,
no, dude. The album Pet Sounds has to be the most complex piece of art you're ever gonna listen to. Wouldn't it be nice if you listen closely? It's just that song, the very first song on that album, it just comes in with just these, it's got strings, it's got bass, it's got guitars, it's got heavy drums, it's got...
a ukulele probably.
It's got harps, it's more like a ukulele. It's Beach Boys, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
not a big fan of Beach Boys.
But that's the album. I'm going to talk about the movie.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Well, I wouldn't watch a movie about a band I'm not really interested in.
Well, no, it's about the guy. Even if you don't know the guy, I didn't know the guy.
I guess I shouldn't knock because maybe he has an interesting story.
He does. So what happened was he had this doctor by name Eugene Landy. Uh-huh. Eugene Landy was overdosing him, so he was slowly killing him off.
Yeah, purposely.
Purposely, because he convinced Brian Wilson to sign everything, all the money, all the houses over to the doctor. And then he was killing him off. So once he died, it was just his sickness. But in actuality, the doctor was just trying to get all of his shit.
Wait, so this movie takes place after Beach Boys are already successful? Or it's kind of leads up to it and then the bulk of it
it leads up to it, yes.
Right.
So it shows, it's split into 2 parts. It's Paul Dano playing young Brian Wilson, and it's John Cusack playing old Brian Wilson.
I love John Cusack.
It happens at the exact same time.
Oh.
So it jumps back and forth.
Okay.
Young, old, then it just goes back and forth. And it's a very complex movie. Very, very deep. and it's sad, dude. It's a sad movie.
Yeah.
But
What's the director of Batman, The Dark Knight?
there are a million.
The Dark Knight. I'm
Batmans.
sorry.
Oh, Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
He does that a lot in all his films.
Back and
Yeah,
forth
I
thing,
like
and
that.
it works. Dude.
I like
it works
that.
for me.
Yeah.
It's good. If you don't know who the Beach Boys are,
What the hell's wrong with you?
No,
Even
I
if
mean,
you don't like them,
I mean, a lot of
you
people
gotta
don't-
know them.
Yeah, you know who. Yeah, you know who they are.
If-
Well, a lot
at
of people
least-
aren't
even
into
if-
surfer music.
Even if you don't know the music, you gotta have at least heard the Beach Boys.
The name, the Beach Boys. Yeah. Well, Love and Mercy is the movie, and it is. I recommend it to anybody. Back to Miles Ahead. It's about Miles Davis.
Oh, that makes sense. I was gonna say,
Yeah, it's Miles Davis. It's Don Cheadle playing.
Ooh, I love me some Don Cheadle.
Dig this. He plays Miles Davis.
Uh-huh.
He also directed it. He's also a screenwriter in it.
Don Cheadle is a jack of all trades.
He's a jack of all trades.
He
He was in Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
He was the first.
I hate that movie, but I love him in it.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. It wasn't good when the Rat Pack did it. Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis. It wasn't good when they did it.
No.
But since it has an all-star cast,
Yeah.
people are like, it's good.
Ensemble
With it really,
cast.
yeah, it's not.
Which is like, how high? Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, no, it's nothing like that.
All right. No, because it's just a duo on that.
It's just a duo, so yeah, so suck a butt.
Yeah.
It's Miles Davis, and it's not really biopic. What it is it's not necessarily a biopic. It's pretty much like it's putting Miles Davis in like a predicament type of thing. It's pretty much saying like how he would react in a certain situation. Don Cheadle didn't want to make a biopic because like it's
So he took the real life person Miles Davis
and then
and
put him into a scenario.
in a movie
About Miles Davis that
about
Miles Davis never did.
That never really happened.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yes, it's
I'm
good.
okay with that.
Also, the end scene, Miles Davis is playing a song, and the guitar player for his backup band, Gary Clark Jr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to like look for it. The only reason why I know who he was there is because I see him in concert.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know who the fuck that guy is.
Yeah.
Fourth movie, Lucky Number 11.
Is that Brad Pitt?
No,
No.
No,
Why
no,
the
no.
hell am I thinking that? I'm
it's
thinking
Josh
number
Hartnett.
7.
Yeah, maybe 7.
Way off.
Josh Hartnett.
Uh-huh.
It's got Ben Kingsley, Morgan Freeman.
Ben Kingsley is a great actor.
Sir Ben Kingsley is a fantastic.
Why do I feel like all I'm doing is just complimenting? I'm not saying like no. I've thrown a lot of hate out there.
Yeah, you don't like, and it's all worth knife fights. So we'll see how many episodes you make until one of us gets
Until
cut.
one of us is dead.
Yeah, yeah. It's got Josh Hartnett, and you
Not a
might
fan
know
of
him
Josh.
from nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pearl Harbor? Wasn't he in Pearl Harbor?
was he in Pearl Harbor? I don't know if he was in Pearl Harbor. I know he was in the Black Dahlia. He was in 30 Days of Night, but there's like nothing else strikes me. Like I can't think of anything.
30
else.
Days of Night or 40 Days and 40 Nights?
30 Days of Night.
Wasn't he also in 40 Days and 40 Nights? That one where he's like giving off, like he like gives up sex for Lent or something like that?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
But if that's an actual movie, sign me the fuck up. I want to see how that turns out.
It's a shit movie.
It's a shit movie. He was in Sin City. I pulled up his IMDb now. Oh, 40 Days and 40 Nights. Yeah, he plays Matt.
Yeah.
He's in Black Hawk Down. He's in Pearl Harbor. Well, look at you with the movie knowledge. Here I was. I thought you were just here to compliment me, but
I'm just here for the beer.
you're here for the beer? Yeah, I just came just to kick it. He's in Halloween H2O. Terrible fucking name. Please change that as soon as you can. Halloween 20 years later. H2O is a shitty fucking name.
Yeah.
But he was in it. He was in H2O. Nothing else strike like I come from him. But
So
Lucky
apparently
Number
he's been in
11,
a lot of movies, and we just
that you don't know, or that you know but you don't recognize him.
Yeah.
He's in Lucky Number 11. Really good, real back and forth, real witty.
I've never seen it. Every time it's on,
It's on
HBO or
Netflix.
something,
It's on Netflix, by the way. So
I change
fucking you're a terrible person.
Maybe I'll give it a look. See, you're telling everybody out here to give it a look. I guess I should.
You should too. My last and final movie is called Snatch.
Oh man.
Yeah, if you
One
don't
of
know
my
that,
favorite movies.
Yeah, if you don't know that movie, you are a fool. Snatch. I don't think it's American, is it at all?
No, I don't think so.
No, well, I mean, it takes place in like the UK or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's full of one-liners. I love one-liners.
Yeah,
That you can just like spit off, and somebody's gonna know that.
Yeah, you can nail it.
Well,
so
at least I would. I throw out a lot of one-liners that people don't.
Yeah,
like, what is that?
You're like, you're a one-liner guy.
Have you never seen Snatch?
Let's see. It's got Jason Statham, whatever how the fuck you say his name, Brad Pitt, Benicio del Toro, Vinny Jones. It's got Alan Ford. It has an all-star cast.
Brad Pitt in that movie, amazing. Benicio del Toro in that movie. It's not a big part of the movie. I love him, but Jason Statham, he's
a genius.
He kills it.
He kills it.
Movie. He kills it.
Yeah. So it's really hard to.
I think they made
to
a
explain
show about it.
Yeah, they did. But I'm not gonna watch it because I love the movie so much.
Rupert Grint is in that. You know who
Really?
Rupert Grint is?
Yeah, I do. He with Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley.
He there's this one he did with Ron Perlman called Moonwalkers, and it is good. It is. I recommend
Rupert
it.
Grint did that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's weird, but it's good.
Ron
He's
Perlman.
also in.
I love Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman, fantastic. He's Hellboy for those who aren't aware.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll see 3.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. What else was Rupert Grint in? He was in.
He was in 8 Harry Potter movies. I'm not sure if you knew that.
Oh, I heard like through the grapevine. A friend of a friend, I heard that he was in that. But he was also in. You threw my fucking train of thought.
Yeah, I saw that.
Andy.
I'm sorry. I saw it right when right when I saw it right on the tip of your head. I shut you down.
Yeah, you snagged it.
No.
And
fuck Bob Dylan. Fuck you.
Fuck whatever your next words are gonna be. No, he did. God damn it. The Necessary Death of Charlie Countryman. He was in that one too.
Never saw that.
It's good. Shia LaBeouf is in it.
Ooh, I love me some Shia LaBeouf.
Dude, he's good. He's good.
I've said that a lot. I love me a lot of some.
I love me and it's just been all men. Yeah. Oh well, you said women. You said specifically. You said women. Like you didn't mention any actual women. You said quote women.
Women in general. I love
women. I love
all
women.
women.
Anchorman.
And
I love
men.
Lamp. That was you. I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
So yeah, it was directed by Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
And everybody should know who Guy Ritchie is. He did Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I want to say that's how you say it.
It's a movie off of an old show.
Okay. He did Sherlock Holmes. He did King Arthur. And
which King Arthur?
The one with that guy that with the Charlie Hunnam. He was Jax from Sons of Anarchy.
Never saw it.
No? Well, he did.
Did that come out recently though, right?
King Arthur? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jude Law's in it too.
Jude Law
is amazing. So he did both.
Dumbledore.
What?
Is it Jude Law that's playing Dumbledore?
I certainly hope not. Oh, they're doing a thing, huh?
Yeah.
Like a spin-off or what else? Guy Ritchie, he's done everything. He's a lot of things that like the crazy camera angles and where he slows down things and he speeds up things and his his perception of time is really well lapsed. That's him. If you haven't seen him, get out from underneath your rock. Go.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, go. Get yourself a Voodoo account if you don't already have one because you live under a rock, and get Snatch by Guy Ritchie, and it's really good. Brad Pitt is the one reason to watch it.
Who doesn't like Brad Pitt?
And also for those of you who are into things like this, he takes his shirt off and he has a really he's really toned. He's ripped, dude.
Not like
buff, but he's cut.
Yeah.
He
looks
cut.
good.
Yeah.
He looks good.
Yeah.
He still looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what happens to him and Angelina. To me, in my mind, when I die, they're still going to be a couple.
Nah. I'm
Yeah,
not
they
a
are.
big fan of Angelina.
I am. She did this Maxim cover in 2004 or 14. That was beautiful. It was just amazing. Red dress, everything. And it was my everything. But yeah, so Snatch is my last one, specifically for Guy Ritchie and Brad Pitt.
Because I know you have honorable mentions.
No honorable mentions.
No?
Not in this one.
I'm going to throw an honorable mention
for yourself.
Adding to my list.
Okay.
Just because you mentioned Guy Ritchie, great director, and I said, I don't really know directors, but I do know this director.
And I told you would. I said it.
Edgar Wright.
Don't know the guy.
You don't know Edgar? Okay.
I don't know Edgar Wright. If he does one of your anime shits, I'm like,
no. What? He would have a Japanese name if it was an anime thing. All right?
False.
Anyways.
I just pulled up Edgar Wright's. I'm talking over you. I just pulled up Edgar Wright's name. He did Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's not an anime. But that was actually my honorable mention. Really? That is a great movie. Because yes, he does take anime themes, but Scott Pilgrim is a American. It's a graphic novel,
and it's so good. And he took it directly from the graphic novel.
Oh, it's almost panel for panel, scene for
crazy.
Panel for scene for panel.
Panel for scene.
They left off some of the stuff at the end,
the bulky stuff,
the like not so important stuff that would have been okay in the film.
But the film was probably directed towards people that don't read graphic novels. So.
No, I don't think so. I think it was like made specifically for people.
Those people?
Yeah, it was made specifically for the people. But Edgar Wright he did Hot Fuzz. I know you like that movie.
Oh, who doesn't?
Shaun of the Dead.
Guilty pleasure, yeah.
The World's End. That's the trilogy right there.
So pretty much
Baby Driver?
He did Baby Driver.
Yeah, he did Baby Driver.
So, but from what I gather, you're telling me that Edgar Wright is a Simon Pegg fan.
Edgar Wright is Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright.
Whoa, fucking Inception.
Yeah.
But Simon Pegg's in all of his movies. Like they were like, it's like that thing that Tim Burton does with Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
It's that shit.
Always there. Well, isn't he married to?
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
Do you think she's still going to be in his movies?
More than likely.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have a good. They're both weird as fuck. So they have
what
a
if
dynamic.
What if Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter marry?
Johnny Depp's married to his fucking 40 fucking bracelets. Have you seen that shit? He wears like 50 bracelets
and, like,
at one
7
time.
hats.
Yeah, he's married to that. That's what he's married to. He's not going to marry Helena Bonham Carter.
She's pretty strange herself.
She really is. I love her and everything.
All right, so actually, you know what? To bring this back to the beginning, I'm gonna do an honorable mention album that ties in our music and our movie.
Biopic.
No, it's not a biopic. It's the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack, and not the like. There's two, but there's one with the music that's in the movie, and then there's one with like the orchestrations and the like sounds. No, listen to the movie soundtrack with the music.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Beck. Beck did all of Sex Bomb's songs.
You know what? I like one Beck song. One Beck song. But you know what? Because I refuse to reach.
I just pulled away from the mic, looked straight up into the ceiling at that because that's horse shit.
You know what's horseshit? Your dislike for Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan is still alive and kicking. He's like 90 years old, and he would take you to school.
So when he, sorry, I was gonna say so when he dies, it's okay for me to hate him.
I mean, you already hate him now, so I mean, it's not like.
But it would be okay with you once he's good and dead.
I think it'd be even worse because at that point, it'd be insulting a dead man.
Nah.
Yeah.
You insulted a dead man earlier. I won't say who, but you did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just have to play back this episode and.
No, not recorded.
Oh, it was before we hit record. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have not offended any dead people on this podcast. Those of you who are keeping track, yeah.
I have not offended any dead people either until he dies.
Until Dylan kicks the bucket and then and then play this backwards and then he will have insulted.
And you'll hear the devil telling you to kill your family.
Correct. And you know what I love about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World?
What's that?
Bringing it back. First of all, Kieran Culkin is in it. That's like Macaulay Culkin's younger, unknown brother.
Yeah.
also
great. He kills that character. He nails it. I think every single actor, actress nails their character.
Their part. Yeah, dude. Steven Stills.
Steven Still.
Fantastic name.
Yeah.
And the other guy, played by Johnny Simmons, is Young Neo.
Young Neo.
Young Neo.
Yeah.
How much better can you get?
Yeah, but we're right here now, we are praising, what's his name? Brian Lee O'Malley, I think? Something like that. The creator of the comic, the graphic novel.
I mean, if he used those names,
Those are the names.
I'm giving him the credit.
Yeah.
But I'm not really crediting him so much as I'm crediting Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Because Steven Stills and Neil Young, yes. Crazy Horse, dude, fucking sign me up any day. Yes. Yes. Right now,
I'm
you're
okay
shaking your head.
No.
Right now, you're shaking your head, but this is where you're wrong. We should read in the podcast. This is where you're wrong.
I'm never wrong.
This is where you're wrong. There's the door.
And
There's the door.
And then this is going to be starting. So we're episode 1 here.
Yeah.
Moving forward, the episodes are not going to be anything like this at all. Well, more like the tangents that we went off than us listing things. So, to go back and discuss what you're going to hear in the future, if you want to continue listening, is we're going to pick things that may be cult classics. We're going to pick
the 90s shit. We can pick 2000s shit.
Yeah.
Wow, whatever. Yeah, we can. And we'll take it from there. We'll pick the topics. We'll debate them. But we're playing it by ear, baby. Yeah. We're just winging it. We're not fucking. We don't have scripts.
There may
we
be
don't
some
have
controversy.
lines. There will be some controversy.
Ooh, he's guaranteeing it.
Oh, I'm guaranteeing it. I will. It's a money back guarantee on this free podcast that all you are getting. There's a money back guarantee. I am guaranteeing that there will be conflict, but we'll be choosing. Yeah, we'll do 90s. We'll do 2000s. We will do cult classics. We might even have a guest or two if you're down for that shit.
Can we? Do you think?
Do
you think that we could get Sandra Bullock on here?
You know what? Let me give her a call. She blocked my messages. Yeah, but I can give her a call. Yeah, dude. You know, I creep.
Yeah.
Like that TLC song. Yeah, crazy, sexy, cool. I creep. So before we wrap up here, things that are gonna be coming out. I'm gonna drop this with you guys real quick who aren't in the know. Things are gonna be coming out soon because I'm hip. I'm hip to that shit, guys. You don't know this, but I'm fucking hip to things that are gonna be coming out soon. So what just released was Arctic Monkeys. Yeah. What just released was Neko Case. It was a single, but it was really good. Kevin Gates released music recently. Chief Keef, which I did not like. He starts a song called Dolo, which I'm not a fan of. U2, Kid Ink, The Cure, Aston Matthews, The Flaming Lips, and Khalid just released new music. Also, so did Beach House.
Beach House released an album.
Which was very good. It might be my favorite Beach House album.
I've been meaning to give it a listen. I still haven't listened to it completely.
My favorite Beach House album. Wale released a new album. It's called Self Promotion, and it's very woke, very woke culture. But he still has his very charismatic. So it's like a fun J. Cole, you know? Like, let's say you're in college with both J. Cole and Wale. You're at a party with J. Cole, and he's like, hey, man, our black women are being disrespected. Our economy is down. And you're like, I understand that, J. Cole, and I'm on your side, but I'm at a fucking party, dude.
Yeah.
Wale is at that party with you, enjoying that party.
Time and place.
Yeah, time and place. And he speaks the truth when he's not at that party. When he's at that party, he's there to have a fucking good time, baby. And that's what this album is. It's called Self Promotion, and it's really good. Coming soon, however, we have got J-Rock will be releasing. Tyga is going to be releasing a single. the Backstreet Boys is going to be releasing a single called "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," which I am looking forward to. We actually have a 4-year-long debate.
We have a beef.
We have a beef, Andy and I, about Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC, which we will get to on a later episode of this podcast.
If you have a stance,
it's coming.
You better tune. You can't tune in to a podcast, can you? Well, you better download.
Well, you can wait for it. Yeah, you can wait for it. Yeah,
shit, because it's coming out, and we will definitely have some people on here. I hope that are gonna. Yeah, we're gonna do a tag team battle. I think that might be a good idea.
And we can explain why the fuck Backstreet Boys is so much better than NSYNC. Yes.
Was way better and is still to this day way better than Backstreet Boys. Going back to albums that just released, though.
Going back to albums. No, we'll be releasing. Is Schoolboy Q will have one coming out. Weezer is going to have one coming out. Jay-Z, Kanye West.
We talked about that.
Which is going to be called Kids See Go. We talked about Father John Misty, Natalie Prass, The Flaming Lips.
Oh, but no, their album. They came out with singles.
Their album.
Or a single.
Yes. Kevin Gates is going to be re-releasing. He's going to have more stuff coming out. What else? That looks like it. Everything else kind of is a little bit farther in the future. So, we can hit that subject on the next episode.
Pink Shiny Ultra Blast, for any of you who are into Russian shoegaze, just released a new album. I went really obscure there.
Boom. You did. And now I am looking at the list of music to be released, and I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do from here? Would I take it?
Why the hell would he throw that out?
Why would he? Oh, man, this is a shitty way to end this podcast. Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, that being said.
That being said, is there anything you want to plug? Anywhere people can follow you? Or
follow me on Instagram if you want to see pictures of my dogs.
Oh, love that.
The real Andy Guerra.
Oh, I've got conflict with that. I've got conflict with people putting themselves as the real whatever or the official
Andy Guerra. I think is my. I'm so good. I'm so bad with social media. Sorry, Andy Guerra official, all one word. And the only reason I did this is I was hoping there would be an Andy Guerra that would become famous and would need Andy Guerra official.
Oh, so you're hoping like David Guerra was gonna be like there's Andy Guerra, David Guerra's cousin.
Yeah, no. Andy Guerra, a famous one, is gonna need.
Is it gonna blow up?
So you'll see pictures of my dogs, and I'm going to Japan next week. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. You'll see pictures of Japan too.
So we just started the podcast, and he's already fucked it up.
Yeah, I already messed up the schedule. Don't be expecting weekly.
Don't be expecting one. Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at bobby.tanqueray, Tanqueray like the gin, for all of you people who are under 40 years old. You can follow me on Twitter at btanqueray. Same thing, Tanqueray like the gin.
All one word?
All one word, all together, except Instagram, bobby.tanqueray. Yeah. You have to throw that period in there, because if not, you're going to get some guy whose name I want. Because if it has like periods or like one... the Andy Guerra one, dude, just...
There was another one.
There was another one.
Put that one there.
And you had to put that one, yeah. So, also to be released, we will be making a Twitter and possibly an Instagram account. Most definitely a YouTube account for Master Debaters, the podcast. That way you all can get new content as it comes out. If we do polls, you guys can pick your vote, and we can argue about it, and we can hash it out on this shit. So as soon as we put this up, give us rates, give us 5 stars if you want, comments. Let us know what you want to hear. We'll fucking take it. We're 2 normal dudes, and we want to hear from you guys. This is for you.
The more listeners we get, the better the production quality will become. So just bear with us on these first few episodes.
Oh, no shit. I'm going to stack that paper, dude.
Yeah. We're regular guys, man.
We're regular guys. So you guys come at us, and we'll be getting at you within the next week or so. Yeah. If Andy doesn't fuck it up again by going to Japan.
Yeah. I'm gone.
Peace.
Bye. Love you.